Jimmy's in Charlotte, North Carolina. Hi, Jimmy. How are you?
Dave, I'm fantastic. Thanks for having me on.
Certainly. What's up?
So we are a flooring sales and installation company out of the Charlotte area. This is our third year in business. First year we did about $900,000 in revenue. Last year we did 1.2, and we are growing pretty quickly. We've got one W-2 employee that I just brought on, and we've got about anywhere between 9 to 12 1099 labor periods at any given time. Where I am right now is trying to figure out, do we take the leap and add about $8,000 to $10,000 a month to our monthly overhead and get a nice showroom, in the middle of town where it's going to get a lot of visibility, a lot of foot traffic, or do we stay content with where we're at right now? We've got a small showroom, attached to our warehouse, but it's in an industrial setting, so nobody's just happening upon us at that location. Most of the stuff we do is in the client's homes, but I'm thinking we could really add quite a bit of revenue if we were more out in front and people were seeing us driving by.
So your business is direct to consumer. You're not working with contractors.
That is correct. Yes, sir.
Okay.
So most of our work is coming from, realtor referrals, word of mouth referrals, or people just finding us on Google at this point.
Yeah. Okay. So you're doing tile, hardwood, and carpet.
Actually, everything but tile. But yeah, a lot of laminate, LVP, carpet, hardwood refinishing.
Yeah, the new vinyl. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yep.
Realtors and rehabbers.
Realtors, rehabbers, project managers, but then a lot of people, once they're in the home for a while, they're telling her
what is the average? What is the average
well.
price range home you're in?
Oh, I'd say 300 to 700,000.
Okay, so this is not ultra high end; it's pretty much middle class.
Pretty much middle class. We're starting to move kind of closer to that high end range. We've got a couple homes right now that we're in this month that are between $2 and $3.5 million homes.
Well, the reason I'm asking is if you're going to do a showroom, you need to locate it in the neighborhood that you're doing your business in.
Yes, sir.
Not in the neighborhood you wish you were doing business in.
I got you. Yes, sir.
And
so essentially,
what I'm struggling with, and I'm just noodling it while we're talking, and I'm stalling, is here's the quandary: is I'm not sure. Your current model is you have virtually no showroom, and you've gotten it to $1.2 million in 2 years, and you're going to do probably, $2 million this year, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, based on this trajectory anyway. And you're doing that in people's homes. I'm not sure you add walk-in traffic or add volume due to a retail location that you add revenue because of that. I'm not sure it's justified. It feels like the natural next step. I'm with you on that, but I'm not sure we can look up and go, okay, let's say you do $2 million this year, and then you did $3 million the next year. I don't know how much of that we're going to point and go, oh, it was the showroom. I don't think it is.
So a couple of the other flooring guys in town that I know, they're saying they're doing anywhere from 15 to 25 extra projects a month from their showroom. That are in good locations. And so, realistically, that's going to bring in another $2 to $3 million a year.
Well, if it did that, we're there.
Yeah.
And that's just walk-in traffic. Huh.
Yes. Just people driving by every day on their way to work and eventually stopping by when they got extra 10 minutes to take a look.
All right.
So I guess, my concern, and I've heard it my whole life, there's always been some big event coming up, right? So I try not to pay too much attention.
Oh, crap. I'm not worried about any of that. You're in control. You're in control of your destiny.
That's what I figured you'd say, and so that's fantastic.
We don't have an apocalypse plan. No, you wouldn't be in business if you're doing that. So, but I tell you what I would do. I like trying to figure out a way to get this to prove itself. So here's the ideal spot. A quality center with good traffic count in front of it so that you get the eyeballs on the location, which is your goal, with an empty bay next door that you have the first right of refusal on.
Okay.
And you don't do $8,000 a month, you do $4,000 a month. And let's try this out.
Right.
And if you do 10 extra projects, well, yeah, we'll take the other bay down. But and you're leasing, you're not buying for sure. And you want to do
100% accurate.
For sure, want to do a shorter term lease with options for renewal.
And that's the other obstacle that I've been running into is people want you on crazy leases. 5 years. I had one on a 7-year.
No, I'm not doing a 7-year on an experiment.
So 3 to 5 years, you think is kind of that.
I would do a 3. Now, what they're going to want the tenant build out amortized over a shorter period of time. It's going to jack your rent up, but that's okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you can do your own tenant build out if you can work that out because you're in the business. So,
right.
I think that's the route to go. But, if somebody wants a 7-year lease, they're not a player. That's not your location. I wouldn't do that.
That was my thoughts.
I'll do 7-year leases after I'm already doing 20 extra projects a year because I got this location. Now I'll jack that up. Sure, I'll take that risk.
Right.
Because I can shut the thing down and pay the rent out of what I made the first year.
Right. Now 20 extra, project a month is what I would be wanting to look for.
Yeah, I mean whatever, but you see what I'm saying. So it's you would get
and
there.
I have to be running into this the same way as personal finance, with a 6-month emergency fund is going to cover everything.
Yeah.
If we get nothing coming through, correct?
Well, you can cover the whole thing. I mean, you got enough cash flowing to cash flow this rent. If it's just standing there looking at you, you're really not taking on any more overhead than just the rent. Maybe a staff person to staff it.
That's right.
You got to have somebody watching the floor, but your overhead here is not substantial unless you tie yourself up into a long-term play instead of giving yourself an out after the experiment. But I'd love a 3-year with 2 5-year renewals options.
Okay.
And an option on the bay next door, and so I can expand. Or a first right of refusal or something like that. And I've done those kinds of things in growing Ramsey, and they've worked really, really well. So I try to wade into these things and break it down into bite size so I can swallow it if it goes bad.
I got you.
If it goes bad. And that's the whole thing. So you're doing really good. Congratulations, by the way. What a great hockey stick revenue chart, man. Up and to the right, baby. Woo! That's how that works. I gotta love it, man. Very, very well done.